Hello, welcome Game of Thrones fans to our spoiler review of episode 9 of the House of the Dragon. And to me, it feels like one episode before the season final. Maybe the season is going to start. And it's a lot about some people are being really indecisive. Some people act without any consequences whatsoever. And what's going to happen? The fight for the Game of Thrones is finally going to start, or is it? That's what we're going to discuss. So basically, now he is dead for what I've thought like the third or fourth time. Eventually, he is dead. The fight begins, and you have some characters who are really killing and nobody cares. Nobody does anything about it. It seems to have no impact whatsoever. And some people who still can't make up their mind which side they want to be on. What do you guys think?
Yeah, for me, the characters overall are still hard to connect with. I needed my time to think about who is who and which son or daughter is that. I have no connection anymore to any characters. It's hard to remember any of them. And for me, the rulership in the series seems quite corruptive. Everyone can do whatever they want without consequences, and it's all corrupted, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I mean, what's how does this world work? I mean, what's the ethical and moral and legal system? I mean, I'm pretty clear that basically George Martin is trying to present us a world where, and he said this in Game of Thrones, and he's indicated in this show, power is basically up for grabs, and you can do everything that the people around you allow you to do. Okay, I understand this. This is not a legal system where, I mean, but whether such a legal system exists anyway, where you can like rely on anything. But how does it work? I mean, some people just kill off and kill off. We've seen so many public killings, and it has no effect whatsoever. On the other hand, everybody still seems to give a shit about who is the legal heir and what did the king say. I mean, if it's working like this and you can just kill people off and it doesn't matter and there's no legal consequence, and people will accept this, then why don't you just say, look, we have the most dragons, we have the biggest army, and we just want to be king. Deal with it, it's not, I mean, that's what a conqueror basically does. It's not going like, oh, have a legal right, I'm just here, I have the biggest weapons, so that's why I'm going to be king. That's okay. I mean, that can happen. It happened a lot of time in real history, and it can happen here. But why all the show then, which is, I mean, pretty obvious anyway. And, if they're so powerful that they can just kill off council members and they can kill off other lords and it doesn't really matter, why did they even wait? Or why does it even matter?
Yeah, I guess one of the reasons is that this is a downfall of the House Targaryen, and these are the reasons for it. But the storytelling here is like, as you already mentioned, it's not conclusive. So it's a mixture, it's a wild mixture of all sorts of things, and yeah.
I'm not saying I don't. There is no conclusiveness, or there's no idea that George Martin has here.
And George Martin, yes, but the series.
But I don't understand it. The point is, I don't understand it. This is why I can't. I'm just going like, oh, this happens. Okay. Oh, it doesn't have any consequences. And we have characters who just kill and it doesn't matter. And we have other characters who don't seem to be able, and a lot of them who don't seem to be able to make up their mind what side they want to be on, what they want to be fighting, and do they want to be good and do they want to be bad? And of course, yes, a character can be ambiguous, but I mean, an interesting character is somebody who stands for something. And that's just not happening at all. I mean, only the couple of evil guys. I mean, Hightower wants his family to be on the throne, and he kills, and he has other people killing, and this guy who we thought originally to be somewhat noble, the crowd guy,
Kristen, yeah.
Kristen, he is like fucking evil, okay, people can change, I guess, or maybe he was evil to start with, but there's nobody who has any sense of honor and any type of oomph, where you go like, okay, this guy is probably going to make a difference, like Princess Rhaenys, or what she's called. She does this impressive scene with the dragon, and then she does nothing with it. It's like, oh yeah, just so I was here and now I'm leaving. I mean,
Look
if
at
she wants to be,
look at my beautiful dragon. Yes.
yeah, if she
But
wants to,
this is one something that you mentioned. So sometimes you can someone can murder someone without consequences, and then we have this great scene of Princess Rhaenys. It's really a fantastic scene until she does nothing with it. So she does not do anything with it. She doesn't draw any consequences.
And in a world like Game of Thrones, if that is how it works, like everybody can do everything, and you have no allies, and it's just all about how much power do you have. She could have like solved this whole situation once and for all. I mean, if she wants to pick the side of, I mean, I get it, I wouldn't have. Apparently, the queen, I forget the name. Alicent, yeah. She's not completely evil, so maybe she doesn't deserve to be burned by a dragon. But I mean, in a world like this, where you pretty much know what it's going towards, what the end thing is. If you pick sides, you have to pick sides. I think you have to, like, if you want to pick sides with Princess Rhaenyra, then, and you have the opportunity to pretty much kill off all the competition, you should take it, I guess. And in a world that's so unfair. And I mean, they've already shown that they're the evil guys. I mean, like, that's pretty clear by now. They are the evil guys. There's, and if you side with them and not clearly distance yourself from them, even in the case of the queen, then, well, that's bad luck, I guess. But you need to pick sides here. This is not it's like the same mistake Ned Stark made, but he did it with a congruent honor quality. These people just seem to be stupid, and everybody else is like this. This lady who took Aegon, who kidnapped him.
The White Worm.
The White Worm, yes. She's like the same. It feels to me like somebody who has a gun and holds it, pointing on the enemy, and then goes like, oh yeah, by the way, I just wanted to show you I was pointing a gun at you, and here's the gun, don't worry, but just remember I had a gun once.
Yes,
and she's dead, she's dead. The next thing is her house burns. She's being killed.
Yes, it's one of these additions that lead nowhere.
Yeah, and you go like, why are you so stupid? Do something. If you have power, at some point, do something about it. Don't go like, I'm giving your son back, but please be nice. Play nice from now on. That's not how it works, if it ever was going to work, they should keep her son and then say, change something, and make it so fundamental that when we give you your son back, you can't change it back. Something like that, I guess, or just kill him off because he's clearly the most unworthy person for the throne. Those kind of things. And then his brother is trying to find him for what purpose exactly? Why were they fighting with the other group who was searching him? I thought they were going to kill him off so he can be king, but no, it's just, okay, I found you. Nothing's going to happen. What's that about?
Yeah, that's a good point.
So everybody who, half of the people like do stuff that has no consequences because they'll make up their mind, and the other people do stuff that's really evil and nobody cares about it.
And then there's one more thing I thought about episode 8. Maybe I missed something, but I wondered how was Viserys supposed to know that Aegon is the chosen one who will unite the realm? So this was at the very close of episode 8, and is the reason for all this. So Christian, you have an idea?
Yeah, in my opinion, it's a complete misunderstanding from Alicent.
It was, yes.
The whole time, I said a couple of times, that's nothing. That's not the thing he said. He talked about the song of what is called of Ice and Fire, and that her Aegon needs to be on that specific throne. He said that some Aegon will or needs to unite the kingdoms, and I still believe he said that to Rhaenyra in the past and not to Alicent.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, and
he thought he was talking to Rhaenyra.
Yeah,
yes.
It's a complete misunderstanding, and
it may well be, but I mean, it's like,
but it's the storytelling is not. It's like
the storytelling is problematic, to put it mildly, but also like from the content level. I mean, like a statement that he made to his queen as his dying wish, who is as this guy, this nameless guy on the council who's dead now, and so I don't bother to remember his name anyway. Said that's like nothing. And then the leader of the King's Guard, and he seemed to have some level of oomph, but he's also gone now. Will we see him again? Will he be matter again? Hopefully he does, because he's a little bit interesting now. But it's like, there's still not enough happening. There's still not people using. It feels like people are not playing. Some people are not playing their cards, and other people are overplaying their cards, and nobody says anything about it. So you go like, how does that work?
I mean, the cards of the Green Council, or the council in general, I believe they don't really care that Aegon is the true heir. They just want to put, in my opinion at least, Aegon on the throne to have the power. They just use it in front of the people that they have.
They just want the power. I mean, that's pretty obvious.
They just want the person to play. They have how are these wooden figures called in English?
Marionettes.
Yeah, they just want a marionette in front of. And
I'm not sure he's going to be a marionette. I'm not sure what kind of king he's going to be.
Yeah, he will be pretty evil, I believe.
Pardon?
He will be pretty evil.
Partly he seems. I mean, he's a rapist and an asshole, but also he seems to be weak. And I don't even get his character. He seems to be not wanting to be on the throne, and even from all I know, why would he not want to be on the throne? And if he really doesn't want, why didn't he flee? And what's that all about? And I don't get it. Honestly, I have no idea what this character is about. The whole scenes that we seen from him, he's abusing power, but he doesn't want to be on the throne.
So what they hinted at is he was looking for the love of his father and his mother, and that's a kind of weak explanation for it, I guess.
It doesn't make sense. It seems to be like a non-figure. I don't know what to make of him.
Sure.
And Alicent, she's like, okay, I don't want to really kill my former friend. At the same time, she's already, attacked her with a dagger. So where's she standing? Like, I mean, and I do not mind if there's one character or maybe two who are like unstable and they go back and forth and you don't really know what to expect of them. That would be an interesting psychological addition to a show. But every character seems to be like this. Half of the people seem to be antisocial personality disorders who just kill off and then they don't care. And the other bit seem to be total weaklings, or totally like undecided, and that's like, doesn't make any sense. I mean, yes, I guess now the whole battle is going to start, but and I guess I'm more pro. I mean, given that the non-Rhaenyra side seems to be pretty evil, I'm kind of on the other side, yes, but it's still very difficult to feel any interest in this.
Yeah.
I'm still curious, but not interested in any. I can't really identify with any party here.
Yeah, I can't also already said that it's really hard for me to connect to or to remember the characters. I need to rethink every time who is that and who's that.
And I believe
Yeah.
going more into like the philosophical problem here, George Martin is somebody who I even publicly said he doesn't follow concepts like the hero's journey. He doesn't want to follow traditional archetypal principles. He wants to show us something. I mean, it was probably an idea he had with Game of Thrones, where everybody hated the ending. And he said, yeah, I want to do something disappointing, surprising, different than would be a traditional formula. And of course, we don't want stereotypes, but he's trying to give us a shitty version of reality, saying like everybody's an asshole, everything's depressing, and you have, nobody's really a good guy here. I think maybe he's gone more depressive in his writing style. Maybe he's gone even more like, I don't want anything too heroic, too whatever. And I think that's part of the problem. I mean,
do you know whether the series is close to the book, or is it?
No, I don't know that. I mean, I think they're not completely different. It's still the general idea, and I think maybe that's part of the problem. I'm wondering if he's just getting more like a grumpy, miserable writer who wants us to give us a shitty version of reality. But that's not why I want to be in a fantasy world. I can watch the news today, like with Putin and stuff, to be depressed.
I guess he was writing the downfall of House Targaryen, of course, but then again, why didn't he write it as well as Game of Thrones?
And he didn't. I mean, because we don't know. It's not the downfall. I mean, the events right before Game of Thrones. That's like 300 years in the future. That's just before. I mean, Jaime Lannister killed the last Targaryen king. Before that, there wasn't really any. I mean, maybe a decline, but not a real downfall. Until then, Aegon, the crazy guy, he was still on the throne. So we know the Targaryens will be on the throne. We don't know which Targaryens, but basically the Targaryens.
Well, actually, you don't know whether there is an interruption or not in
Could be, but it was never mentioned in Game of Thrones. The impression was created that the Targaryens ruled continuously. So it's going to be either of those Targaryen groups.
Okay, So what we have here is some half-hearted characters, and we have this food fetish of Larys and some other strange foot fetishes. Not food. Yes.
The foot fetishes. Yeah. He's like, wow, he's disgusting. And we have so much disgusting things, but and it's not complimented. That's what I'm meaning. Like in Game of Thrones, you had some people who were disgusting, but you had also some people you'd go like, yeah, that's the guy I'm rooting for. That's the guy I'm interested, or the girl or whoever, And you've just got the disgusting people. It's like Game of Thrones with just the disgusting people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I hope that we will see some action of Rhaenyra, and that we will see some good fighting, and at the end, hopefully, some good guys, maybe.
Yeah. And you have so many scenes where nothing is happening, I feel. I still, like, this seems to be the thing today, like real slow pace, There's no interesting dialogue. I mean, the original Game of Thrones had so many witty dialogues by people like Tyrion. Where's that?
Yes.
Memorable quotes, memorable mottos, memorable something. Where is that? There's nothing of it.
It's nothing to be found. Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the things I might be mildly interested in the last episode is probably if Rhaenyra and Sir Kristen meet again and maybe talk. So that would be
great,
interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe talk. I don't know.
If they talk.
I think they're way beyond talking. I think that should be deadly.
Yeah, sure, of course. But I'd be interested in their views on this because so much has changed, and Rhaenyra would have been the true heir to the throne, and so well, we'll see, or maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm also looking forward for the end fight of the season, so to say. I guess Rhaenyra will quite be upset that Aegon is now on the throne. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Aegon was upset as well.
Apparently, yeah. But I mean, that's the whole thing. Like, you pick sides, and then, like, I mean, Princess Rhaenys, like, you pick sides, and then you do nothing about it. You don't have any. I pick the side of. I mean, she has chosen sides by doing that. I mean, that's not like she can't go like I'm neutral or something like this. I'm just informing her, but I'm neutral. Is that like how she thinks about it? I mean, knowing that people who have done nothing, who haven't even admitted to wanting to warn Rhaenyra, and they were hanged. So she knows what's the effect of this. So she had them at gunpoint or at dragon point, if that's a thing,
Yeah.
Why did she not want to win this battle?
Yes.
I don't get it.
What a scene it would have been if she just killed everybody, and she knows what consequences there are, or maybe there are no consequences. We're at the House of Dragons after all. But
I mean, they could have, they could have turned this in a number of cool ways. Like one of the Targaryens is immune against dragon fire, and could have survived. I would have said like the eye patch guy,
Aemon, yes,
Aemon, yeah.
And what was that thing with Helena? She said something like a prophecy: beware of the guy beneath the boards or something. So
she repeats a prophecy the whole time, or repeats mystical sentences or phrases the whole time.
Yes,
this would be quite interesting.
There is a beast beneath the boards. So that's what she said. Okay. There is a beast beneath the boards.
Apparently there was. But who was?
I don't. That's the point. I don't know anymore who she is. It's a girl. It's a Targaryen girl.
She's the daughter of Alicent and Viserys and the
this blonde girl,
wife the wife of Aegon or Aemond. So they married. They married.
Yeah, but it's also like they don't take the time to develop the characters, and the way. Meanwhile, they're giving us meaningless scenes where nothing is happening, and actions without any consequences.
Absolutely, yes.
And I don't quite, and they don't give us an understanding for the rules. I mean, even if there are no rules, it doesn't make sense. Some people seem to not know there are no rules. If there are really no rules, like, if it's all like, who's the best conqueror, why don't they just conquer? Why even holding back? And also I don't get what it's all about. Did Alicent really love Viserys? Did she really mourn for him, or did she just want the power? Where is she with that?
I mean, at least she was a little bit, or she cried. She was sad. So I believe she had at least some feelings for him. So
Maybe she did.
Yes.
I don't know, but it's like I don't get any of the characters. They don't. I don't really know. I see certain scenes. I go, oh, that looks like she's really this kind of person, and I see the next scene, and it's different, and there's no connection between those. So Kristen at the beginning seemed to be like this really high standard ethical guy, and maybe this can happen. Somebody falls from grace, and they go like, yeah, now it doesn't matter anything, but we need to see this transition at least somehow to make it
Yes.
believable.
Also,
Even if it's a radical
the
transition and it's only in a few scenes, it has to be believable. Like I can totally, there was a lot of foreshadowing, for example, in Star Wars with Darth Vader. Suddenly he's the good guy, and you go like, yeah, but it made sense at that moment. Nobody went like, oh, why is that? That comes out of nowhere. No, it totally didn't. Even if
yes.
it's a radical change, and he was like the evil guy until shortly before.
And here are so many small things. For instance, the two brothers, Sir Eric and Sir Arik, whatever. And then they have a disagreement when in the search party of Aegon, and you don't know why.
Seen them before. I don't even know if they've seen them before. I don't know them. I don't
Yeah,
care for them.
we saw them before, but
there were a number of nameless characters that didn't matter, and now they matter.
Yes, and they have a great disagreement. So the one brother is attacked by Kristen, and the other just looks on and then goes away, and it's not explained. So I maybe somebody would be interested in the background of this.
Yeah, and would he care if his brother is killed, or I don't know, what's this about?
It's so many strange things in this series.
It's not well told. You're not really into the story, so that's I guess the overall summary.
Yeah,
nobody.
Summary.
You don't know the rules. You don't know the consequences of any actions, and a lot of characters are weak. We have no real good characters. It's a depressing idea of Game of Thrones, the depressing version of Game of Thrones, really.
It is. So although we do not look forward to the next episode, we will watch it anyway.
I guess we will. But I'm not 100% sure I'm really interested in the next season that much, to be honest.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But we'll complete this one, I think.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, of course. I mean, we just have one episode left, so
maybe the series is designed to bridge over the 170 years, I guess it is, to the last Aegon, to the crazy king, mad king that was murdered. Maybe.
Yeah, but if they do so much time jumps to cover thousands of years.
No, 170.
Yeah.
But still.
Yeah. I have absolutely no interest to look at, because I can't even connect to the characters after the time jumps of 17 years, and yeah.
It will be like a badly made history book or something.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah. So let's see how the next episode turns out.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Let's see what our viewers write us in the comments, what they think.
Absolutely. Okay, so thank you for watching, and we'll definitely do a review on the season final, and then we'll probably analyze some things from a storytelling perspective, and we will also go more in this channel into archetypes and principles of storytelling, principles of character that we find here, and also we'll analyze a lot more stuff, also looking at the new episodes of The Mandalorian, and looking at the deeper structures as a personality archetypes and similar things on this channel. Looking forward to see you here soon.
Bye for now, and see you next time. And don't
bye.
Like, subscribe, click the bell, and comment your opinion about the series or about our review. See you next time. Ciao.
See you.
Bye.